Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Monday Motivation Weekly Podcast, No More Excuses. This is your host, Sandi Ballard. Thanks for being here, listening, following me, and following me or connecting with me on all the social media outlets. And if you have a business, why don't you reach out and ask me to follow you? All right, do that. And Twitter, I actually changed my Twitter to Taskmaster Sandi because that is my role, I guess. And I could have put Badass Sandi, but I did not. It's Taskmaster. And Instagram is the same. So you can find me anywhere, Sandi with an I, though, Ballard. Last week, so what did you determine is stealing your focus, and how did you reclaim it? Did you figure out how to set up better boundaries? Did you set up or create clear expectations and communication? That's what helps with the expectations. And did you do that with the people in your environment, personally, professionally? Did you? Well, I had 2 clients come in last week. I know for sure one is listening. Hello there. And they had been working on doing just that, and they both did a fantastical job. They had been saying no, which people weren't used to. It was amazing to see how they had reclaimed their territory and had been able to focus on what was a priority to them. They had been clearly communicating with people on some things, and it's not always going to be perfect, and standing their ground, which is the boundaries, which is one of the hardest things of all, especially if you're used to being the dumping ground and the go-to and the I'll just take care of it. And one of them even said, I felt like such an asshole sending that text response, and I'm like, oh, but then it also feels good. So setting up the boundaries and expectations can be hard, and sticking with them can be harder. You don't want to disappoint anyone, or they get the idea that you can't handle the load, and that affects your mindset and the perception. But do they also know everything that you have going on? Is their need to know? You know, how many of us really only have one responsibility in our world, and it tends to be somebody else's, right? And learning how to do that before you tell someone to go to hell, punch them in the throat, or just be so angry you want to. Setting up those expectations, not working beyond the hours, quote unquote business hours, not going against your word. So say you try to set up those business or those boundaries and those expectations, and then you fall out of that, right? Then people will go right back at you. You've got to do it consistently, right? And how many people, like I said, only have one responsibility, one client, one boss? What they both did, what my clients did, was stand strong, stay true to their word, and apply their new boundaries and expectations to all aspects of their life. And again, it was very inspiring to see how they had done, how well they had done with their homework to create those boundaries. So what about you? If you didn't listen in to that podcast and have no freaking idea what I'm talking about, listen to podcast number 126 and then come back here, okay? But now the step is to create the habits. That's what I was alluding to. It's hard to continue with those healthy boundaries and clear expectations. But you have to create the habits to support them. Support the newfound boundaries, newfound clear expectations. Habits, habits, habits. I love them. Many people don't, because it creates a routine, and routine is boring. Bullshit. It involves planning, looking and thinking ahead. That's what you hate. Many people are existing in such a reactive world that they can barely see what's next, what they need to do in 2 days, let alone a month or next quarter. That's the planning. How the hell do you ever achieve anything if you don't look ahead to see how to make modifications if you're making progress? And I'm working with one client, actually, I'm now working with her managers on that type of thing. So if you think about these goals that you have, you've got to think forward and then work backward, right? So say you have a goal. Doesn't every woman have a goal of losing 5 or 10 pounds? By a certain date. It usually revolves around a trip or an event of something, right? The habits help you lose the weight. If you want to increase business by the end of the year, sitting around thinking about it, bitching about it, doesn't help you create what you need to do to increase the business. Is it you need to get in the habit of networking? You need to get in the habit of making calls. You need to get in the habit of researching or doing whatever you need to do to grow your business. If you need to increase staff morale and productivity, being unorganized, distracted, and being the queen of answering everyone's stupid ass questions isn't going to help you get organized and increase the staff morale and productivity, right? So learning how to create the habits of pushing back, for lack of better words, pushing back to people when they come to you with a question, asking them what they think, what would they do in that situation. Habits become part of, or should become part of your life, like breathing. And that, my listeners, is what keeps you true to your boundaries and clear expectations. And what? Focused, so you will achieve your goals and your success. And we're about to embark on the last 100 and some days left in this year, left in 2018. So how will you finish this year strong? Habits keep you accountable and keep things real. So if your goal of losing 10 pounds has a habit of cheeseburgers at lunch, like me, and also like me, not stopping when I'm full because the food is really good, that's not going to help my ass lose my 10 pounds. No. So creating the healthier habit. If your goal to increase business by the end of 2018, but the habit is to sleep in or go home early or not network, then you're not going to increase your business. And, thinking about things, when you create the habit to do something, whether it is to get up early and go work out, whether it is to say no because you need your time between set hours to go to the gym, to go networking, to read a book, to do whatever it is you need to do to achieve your goal, and someone isn't happy with that, guess what? That's because you're pushing back on your boundaries. They're used to being able to invade your boundaries and expect from you in unhealthy ways. And it's not their goal to worry about. So yeah, I'd like to tell you to tell them to F off, but that was for you, Paula, if you're listening. I didn't drop the F-bomb. But it's the habits that will keep you real, the habits that will keep you focused so you can achieve those goals, right? So think about a healthier habit, try it for a week, then reward yourself. Have that cheeseburger if you eat salads all week. I don't care. Then think about that. Then try 2 weeks, then try 3, but you're checking your progress. You're seeing how that new healthier habit, no matter personal, professional life, what it is, how that works for you. All right? And be ready to finish the year strong. I just set up a 100-day challenge. It's called 100 Days to Finish Strong. It's 100 Days to Finish Strong.com. Check it out. It's $100. You'll hear from me, not my amazing staff, which I don't have. You'll hear from me daily via text, email, Facebook page, because we're going to have a private Facebook page. Check it out. Sign up. Email me, sballard@growingforward.biz, all right? But I want to hear I want to hear what your habit is, what your goal is, and what your new healthier habit is that you're going to try for this week. Again, sballard@growingforward.biz. I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to hearing what the goal is and what you're going to do for your habit challenge. All right? Have a great week. Good luck.